Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees, welcome for today's discussion on continuing on Nama Bhajan, the most important part, the most exciting part. Okay, so today is 26 April 2025, Saturday night. So we gathered here to continue our discussion on this subject matter. So before we start, is there anybody like to share something, anything from what you have learned yesterday? I believe that yesterday was such a revelation kind of learning. So anybody would like to share anything? And those who missed it, did you watch the video? Huh? So anything you want to share before we start? Nanda Devi Mataji? Are you there, Nanda Devi Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So how was it?
Actually, it's getting me more involved in my chanting and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that it's giving me more ecstasy.
Oh, good.
Yes. And now my mind is like more focused only in KC. I hardly watch TV. I turn it on. It's only like for listening to kirtans and all that. Okay, chanting, reading. This is how my life is going on now.
Wow.
I
So
don't.
you
Sometimes I
sorry?
don't even watch movies. I don't have that taste to watch movies and all this anymore. Yeah, it's
Oh,
like chanting, reading, and my TV is only like for listening to kirtans or lectures. It's become like that.
mm, 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 mm.
It's
So
just wonderful.
so yesterday, is there anything that impacted yesterday?
Sorry, come again, Prabhu.
Yesterday, is there any impact?
Yes, I can see that. Things are getting more and more deeper for me now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe.
Mm. Yeah,
But
very
the
hard.
only thing I can feel is I can feel that I'm getting deeper into Krishna conscious. That's it. I can feel that.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a. So tomorrow you'll be
Yes.
going to the temple morning.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great.
Every Sunday
Okay,
we go. Every Sunday morning we go. Yeah.
nice. Okay. Anybody else want to share something? Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, any difference?
I'm okay, Prabhu.
So any difference since ever since? Is there anything that you have changed or still the same?
No, I can't say that because yesterday one of the devotees said, so much to know about the name, Rama and Hara and all that. That was very nice to hear that. I think one
So
of the devotees pointed that out. I felt the same way, like the Hara has got so many meanings. Rama has got so many meanings. I never knew all this before.
Yes. Now you feel your chanting has improved, huh? You can pay more attention and concentration.
Yeah, chanting was okay, but only thing I let it is a bit slow. That's all.
Okay. Doesn't matter. Matter. So the most important you get the taste. Nice. Anyone else? Just one person. Gandhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Am I audible?
Yes.
Oh.
Loud and clear.
Okay, I'm using a ear. Son. Yeah, of course, after the whole book, now we have come nearly to the end, and this last part actually is very interesting, enlightening, and a lot of things that we have learned. I hope to take all this and make sure that it helps in my chanting. So now as I chant, at least I know what I'm chanting,
Yes.
the meaning. I used to
You didn't,
know, but I
you
used to
didn't go
know.
tell anyone what is Rama means.
As I said, I have the song of the acharyas, and I read there. It is written there, but it's not as not as detailed as what you told us yesterday.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah,
Don't
that's
share this to everyone.
okay, Prabhu. Thank you so
So
much.
let them find out. Let them find out by themselves.
Okay, I'll
That's why
take that.
that's why I said, like yesterday's recording, those who are very fortunate, they will listen to the recording. You know,
Mhm.
they can go back into that very deep studies. So those who are really fortunate, they can go back and listen, because yesterday lecture, I think it's almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah, with the
So
morning, there's 4 hours.
yeah, 4.5 hours. Krishna.
Krishna. So I have you to thank for Prabhu.
Yeah.
Because
Today,
this book is the English is, as you said, very high level, and it's quite difficult to understand with
if you do a study, it might not understood. But when we are talking in a group, the command of English, direct, indirect words, so
yeah,
we understand.
yeah, very much. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yeah, you to thank for.
No problem. All right. So with that, we'll continue our discussion. But before that, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapidam Yena Bhutali Swayam Rupa Karamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvadam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavari Pasachari Tarini Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Niti Namini Dvi Varshapanavi Vidaitai Kripabdaya Krishna Sambandha Vikana Daine Prabhu Namaha माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्री रूप भक्ति श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रह नमस्ते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्री मूर्त तरिणे रूपनुग विरुदा पतिदांत हरिणे नमो गौर किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्रलंबर संपदे पादांबुजायते नमः नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपनुग वरायते गौर वीरभव भूमे तुमनिजस सज्जन प्रिया वैष्णव सर्वभौमा श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण ओम महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतिसे नमः पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्त रूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत रमते ताप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्ते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव शरि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम राम हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो श्रीपदे कृष्ण प्रभुते श्रीमती जगता कौंते नाम नामाचार्य हरे कृष्णा. Okay, so now let's look at this. Okay, so yesterday we stopped at this place. In the early stage, devotee begin to chant the name in a fixed number. Okay, and then as they gradually increase their counting, they become the stage where their tongue does not stop for the moment from singing the holy name. Although devotees in their first stages have no taste for the holy name because of the tongue are cholera stricken by avidya. Okay, still a patient and continuous utterance. That means being patient and continuously uttering the mantra name proves to be only remedy. Okay, Later, they will feel uneasy if stopped from singing the name. A constant regardful chanting produces a supreme liking for him. Okay. Okay. Now, this is the one, right? Yesterday we talked.
Yeah, yes, Prabhu. Is the one.
Zeal and earnestness.
Huh?
Zeal and earnestness. Yeah,
Zeal.
here.
Yeah,
Paragraph.
all right. So then after that, we also stop there. Constant and regardful chanting. Constantly and regard, with regard. That means with attention chanting produces supreme liking for him. All right. So now let's start our today's session. So zeal and eagerness. Okay, zeal. That means to attempt. Zeal means attempting, working for it. You know, sometimes we say zeal, zealous. That means you're working and attempting. And eagerness, right? Earnestness. Very earnest. That means you really want it. Earnestness for what? To avoid offenses to the holy name are very needful. It's very important in the first stage. Okay. So why? Okay, now we can look at this word. Why Bhakti Vinod Thakur using this word like needful? Okay. Say like for instance, you are making a preparation. You're making a preparation. Say you're making a halwa, right? They said first you need to have a suji. Then you need to have this and that sugar and everything. But they say to have ghee is very needful. So that means the ghee is a very important ingredient, right? So that means in a recipe, there's one ingredient very important that bring out the taste. So similarly, zeal and earnestness, all right? Zeal and earnestness is the very important remedy. To avoid offenses is a very important remedy. It's very needful for a first stage, which can be done only by an avoidance of worldly-minded man. So it is only possible by avoidance of worldly-minded men, then keeping the company with devotees. You know, sometimes when you go and see the early-minded men, we start to take life easy. We start to take things easy. We are no longer very serious in our attempts, right? So we better avoid these kind of people and keep company with the devotees. So now, after that, incessant, okay, I explained the word yesterday. Incessant. Incessant means like a never-ending flow. The river is flowing, keep flowing, incessantly flowing, right? It's not stopping. So incessant chanting means continuously chanting without a break. Okay, you chant with your mala. After stop the mala, you chant using your tongue. After that, you chant when you drive. You know, you just can use these two fingers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, like that, you know. Or you can just tap on the thing. So go on chanting. So when you chant with the beats is japa, then after you can start to sing like what Nandani Mataji is telling, that she used the TV only to listen to kirtan songs and everything. So that means incessantly, all right, incessantly chanting the holy name. What will happen? When the first flow has passed away. The first flow means that means the flow of zeal and earnestness and all this kind of unnecessary avidya, that means offenses, everything is gone, passed away. So then what happened? Naturally increases a love for the name. So what? Naturally increases a love. Okay. So it looks like when you first start chanting the name, it gives you pleasure. Then after that you go on doing it, it gives you love. So that means this japa, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is completely love. Okay. It is the level of love we are talking about. Right. So in this material, we are talking about the level of suffering. The level of what is the lowest form of suffering? Where the pain, if we feel, you take it as a pleasure. The pain will make it into a pleasure. That is the lowest kind of pain. It's painful, but it's pleasurable. Okay, what crazy example you can think of? Okay, please don't take me wrong, but this is some of my finding, and of course, because I always apply in our district. Okay, example like one of that what they call the pain. Example, you are having a terrible stomach ache and you are rushing to the toilet. So once you rush to the toilet, you are easing yourself. And the process of easing is actually painful. Yes or not? You know, you're trying to like ease yourself, but it's painful. But that pain gives you pleasure. All right. So the pain that gives you pleasure is the lowest kind of pain. Then as you go on, the pain in ignorance, the pain in ignorance. What example we can give? Okay. What example we can give? The pain in ignorance. Example like, you know that delivering a child is very painful. All right. Delivering the child is very painful. But yet, we will have that forgetfulness. All right. So that means I know if I get together with my husband or my wife, in the future, she's going to get pregnant, and that pregnancy and delivery is going to be very painful. But yet, after one child, they still can go for a second round. They can go for a second child. They can go for a third child. Like that, they can go on having many children. So it's painful, but in ignorance. That means we know it's painful, but it's ignorant. And also they know that they get, like, for instance, like getting married. Getting married is a terrible entanglement. But yet people are so much into it. So like that, in this material world, we're only talking about pain. We are talking about the lowest point of pain, the pain that gives you pleasure, the pain that is from ignorance, right? The pain that is in naive, okay? In this thing, intolerance, like marriage is the pain, intolerance, like that. We are talking only about pain. But here, when you chant the Hare Krishna mantra, we are talking about varieties of love. You know, when you first chant Hare Krishna, it gives you a kind of pleasure to your tongue. Then you go on chanting, it gives you some kind of pleasure to your senses. Then after that, you go on chanting, it gives you some pleasure in your heart. Then after that, you seems to be like you don't have any more stress. You know, and you go on chanting, then you start to discriminate people. You don't want this kind of people, I want this kind of people, right? So then you discriminate. Then after you go on chanting, you start to have, so like that. So now after that incessant chanting of the holy name, so when even the first flow has passed away, naturally it increases a love for the name. So now you start to increase the love. Okay, you start to what? You start to fall in love with the name. Then the kindness to Jiva. In this karma, jnana, and yoga, okay, have nothing to do. We got nothing to do with this karma, jnana, and yoga. If their working are strong even then, if their workings are strong even then, okay, if they are working, they may help the devotees of the holy name in maintaining their livelihood. If their working are strong even then, they may help the devotees of the holy name in maintaining the livelihood. That means, in other words, say like for instance, when you start to chant, you start to have so successful, all right, but you're still working, you're still earning money. So what happened? The person who have got the taste will utilize the money to help other devotees of the holy name, those who are chanting the holy name, in maintaining their livelihood. That means what? You naturally start to do charity to devotees. So if Krishna's holy name is sung with a firm inclination, okay, we sing with firm inclination, it will before long cleanse the heart. Before you can think about it, it will start to clean your heart. Then what happened? It burns away avidya. All right? Avidya is destroyed. So when the avidya means ignorance, right? When the avidya is destroyed, what happened? Okay? Burn, avidya vanishes. Okay, burn away avidya. When avidya is burned, you know, when you burn a paper, the paper actually vanishes because it turns into ash, right? So what happened when avidya vanishes? First, you burn away avidya. Now avidya gone. What will happen? Then it brighter the illumination of a true, unbiased abnegation, right? So what happened? It start to okay. So what happened? After the avidya cleanse off, the brighter illumination of the truth, the real illumination of unbiased abnegation. Abnegation means what? Refer to act of renouncing and rejecting something. Abnegation means renouncing or rejecting. So unbiased. So that means you are not biased. Oh, this one, I think I want to reject everything, but I keep some money. You know, I want to do something, but this one I keep a bit, others I throw away. Not that. Unbiased. So that means you can completely renounce. Okay. Or give up personal what? Desires and comfort. Personal desires and what they call abnegation. So when the thing becomes so brightened, right? It will be illumination of the true unbiased abnegation. That means all these things gone, and a sense of relationship between Krishna and Jiva will appear in the heart. Right? Then this thing, right? The sense of relationship between Krishna and Jiva will start to appear in the heart. And numberless times, that means there's so many times, time immemorial, numberless, that means you cannot count how many times, has been proved to be true among the wise. So this is the statement here that you can't count. It has been, since time immemorial, it has been proven that this is the truth. And who find the truth? The wise people, they found it as the truth. All right. So with a happy heart, now, with the happy heart, then what happened? One should recollect the meaning and the form of the holy name. All right. So now we have understood the meaning of the holy name. Hare. Hari means what? Then after that, it also to become Hare. And Radharani, who is also is Hare. Krishna, one word, all attractive. Ra means what? Ma means what? When you combine Rama, also means what? All right. By all this kind of recollect the meaning and the form. That means what? We understood the way that we should chant. How? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So how you spell? R-H-A-R-E. That means the sound become Hare Krishna. 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 So Krishna. 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 So Ra, R, R, Ru, R. So can be said R and also can be said Ru. So Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So that means we are also, what is Hare? What is Krishna? What is Rama? So you recollect the meaning. Then you think about the form of the holy name. Then at the same time should pray to Krishna. All right, we have to always pray to Krishna. My dear Krishna, yesterday I believe that you all have written down your prayer. Your heartfelt prayer. Okay, I believe that you all have written down that prayer. So you should write down the prayer. Okay, then you pray. You should pray to Krishna with the heart-rendering lamentation. Remember, yesterday you all did that, right? Okay, because I told everyone to write down, okay, your prayer. So your prayer should be heart-rending lamentation. And what lamentation now? The lamentation is, oh dear Krishna, I can't wait to be with you. Please, I can't wait even a single moment. As how the example like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, every moment look like a 12 years. I feel like I'm missing you so much. Please come to me. You know, heart-rending lamentation. You know, sometimes when you nowadays, of course, you have WhatsApp and all this kind of thing. So the idea about writing letter is no more there. You know, the excitement of writing letter. Do we have any young people here? Let's see. Okay, all okay. All somewhere in the middle age and upper, right? So we all believe that we all have written a letter, right? Okay. Especially the letter is more rendering or more lamenting when the letter is coming from the soldier in the front writing to the wife. Have you all have seen that? Have you all have seen that? That what they call the writing of the soldier in the front, and how much heart rendering their prayer is. You know, they are this thing, right? Like that, we write a letter. Heart rendering lamentation. Oh my dear, I can't wait to see you. I am in front. I'm in the war front. Anytime, anything can happen to me. Right? I wish. Like that, we have to pray to Krishna. My dear Krishna, anytime my gross body It's so gross. It's like there's a threefold misery is just awaiting me. It is just like a shark, lion, and a what? And a bandit. We have three kind of nasty people are waiting to kill me at every step. Basically, I'm walking on a thin rope, or maybe I'm walking on a razor blade. One wrong move, I can be cut to half. So that kind of rending. So we should pray to Krishna with a heart-rending lamentation. And what will happen? And these will draw the grace of Krishna. It will attract Krishna, which lead him onwards to the path of Bhajan. Right? This thing will lead him into the path of Bhajan. Right? Okay, Bhajan. That means it goes to part of the Bhajan. Or else, if not, birth will pass in vain. That means our life that we live in this world is simply wasted. All right, we pass in vain. Like how? Like karmis and frustrated jnanis. All right, we just live life just like another random person who just like a karmi or the frustrated jnani. After studying all that, they cannot come with a proper conclusion. It's frustrating. So now, those who engage in bhajan, may be divided into two distinct classes. Okay, now we talk about bhajan. Those who engage in bhajan, they also divided into two distinct, two very obvious classes. Okay, so now what happened? Some bear only the burden. Some bear only the burden. Others appreciate the real worthy things. Okay, so that means some will bear only the burden. They take it only as a burden, but others appreciate the real worth things. Those who long for enjoyment, those who always looking forward for enjoyment or self-destroying salvation. All right. So salvation of merging into the light is a self-destroying and also attached to worldly affairs. Who attached to all these kind of worldly affairs. Okay. Are only yoked to the heavy load of virtue. Okay, are only yoked. Yoked means what? You see the egg inside your yolk, the yellow color thing. Okay, it's this thing. Okay, it's the place, that beginning of life. So it's only yoked. So that means to the heavy load. All right, that means your existing will be like under heavy load of what? Of virtue. That means being a good person, wealth, enjoyment, and salvation. Okay, and they are unaware of the fact. They are not aware of the fact that prema is the best set. Look at that English man. Fantastic. All right. So do you all understand? So that means he's saying that if you don't take into bhajan, there's two types of people who takes into bhajan. Right? Number one is they take it, they only take it as a burden. I need to chant Hare Krishna like burden. But another type of person appreciate what actually this japa. They really appreciate it. All right. So now, those who long for enjoyment, those who are always looking for enjoyment, those who appreciate, those, or self-destroying salvation, like merging into the light and all this kind of nonsense, okay? Or attached to worldly affair. They are not in spiritual, they are attached to worldly affair. Then, that means these are the people are yoked. Yoked means what? It's just like inside the egg, there's a yolk, the yellow color thing, right? Where the life starts from there. The chicken, it's actually in that yolk. From there, it starts. So that means it's all the ingredient for the chicken to start, right? So that means it's yoked on the heavy load. That means it became, that means we have kept the heavy load of thinking of virtue, thinking about wealth, thinking about enjoyment, thinking about salvation. But these are the people are unaware. They don't realize the fact that prema is the best sap. What is sap? Sap, sometimes you see that sapling, all right? Sap, when you take a fruit or sap, there's a kind of thing. And that's the most tastiest part, the sap. Okay? How can I explain that sap? Let me see in a normal language.
Like Prabhu, the latex is a sap or the rubber tree.
Okay.
And then the word yoke, you actually, like you have a bullock cart, you take the bull and yoke it to the bullock cart, Prabhu.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a bullock cart,
okay,
you take a bull and yoke it to the bull cart.
Ah,
Tying
that
the,
means you connect it.
called yoking.
Yoking, okay.
It's nothing to do with the egg, no, Prabhu.
Okay, let me see. Okay. Yes. Yoke means literal meaning. It refers being joined or fastened together. Like
But
a
I
wooden.
driven a bull cart, so always I got to take the two bulls and yoke it to the cart before I drive off.
Okay, okay. Also, it says the wooden bar used to connect animals like oxen, right? The
Yeah.
cow.
Exactly.
And secondly, also figurative meaning. It can symbolize being bound or connected, sometimes the restrictive or oppressive way.
Yeah, Prabhu, it's very difficult for the bull, no, Prabhu. You see them suffering under the bar.
Like the yoke of tyranny. Then third thing also mentioned the slang and informal language. Yoke can mean also muscular or well-built. Often used to describe someone with a strong lips. Okay, then
The sap is actually the liquid coming from the tree. Like
yes.
uh,
Yes, yes, correct, 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 correct. Okay. If you yoke to context of egg, the term yolk specially relate to the presence of the yolk, which is the yellow. It essential for nourishing and developing embryo or fertilized egg. Is also key ingredient. If you're curious, all right. Okay. Right. Okay. Maybe then I was giving a wrong information about this English. All right. So yoke means it's like getting connected, taking a cow and tying into a bullock cart. Yeah. So yoke to the heavy load. So that means a person is connected or being tied down, okay, to the heavy load of virtue, wealth, enjoyment, and salvation. And they don't realize the fact prema is the best sap. Sap is like, sapling of the tree. There's a but how we can use it as a nectar, Prabhu? There's a word sap, but I can't recall. Prema is the best sap. So that means prema gives you the best taste, right? So there's a word sap. I can't recall.
like you tap a rubber tree, the milk that comes out is a sap, Prabhu.
Correct, correct. No, but here, how we can relate that? Prema is the sap.
Yeah, of course, there are trees where you can get the sap and make toddy. So it's very nice, Prabhu.
Okay.
We go up the palmyra tree, cut
Yeah.
the thing, slice the thing, and the sap we collected and use it for toddy or for making jaggery.
Jaggery. Okay. We don't use the word todila. Okay, anyway. I believe you all understand. Okay, I believe you all understand. So, okay. Vital fluid. Yes. So, vital fluid. Correct. Okay, it's a very important. Okay. So, now, yes, correct. Now, so, such a load bearer. Load bearer means yoked. Yoked by heavy load of virtue, right? The load bearer, they fail to progress in bhajan. They fail to progress in spite of their utmost striving. Even they work so hard into it, it is not possible for them to strive. Whereas the essence seeker, looking for the real essence, okay, the sap, aiming at prema lata, very soon reach the longed for ultimate. Okay, they easily reach the long for ultimate goal. They are called prema rurukshu. Prema rurukshu. That means those who earnestly strive for ascending up. That means they are only working so hard to move up to the region of prema. and they alone can in very short time ascend to the sphere of prema or easily become Paramahamsa. So this is another thing, word that we learned is Paramahamsa. Paramahamsa means the most perfect one. Parama means supreme. Hamsa means perfected. Okay, the perfected person. All right, Paramahamsa. Thus, when one who is so long simply did bear burdens, learns to love the truth in the company of sadhus, he also turns to longing for prema, and that's when he start to long for prema. Okay, shall we take a short break now? Now it's 9:09. We just take a short break. Shall we do until 10 o'clock today? Is it okay with everyone? Oh, not okay. Anyway, no problem. Who's that?
Okay, Prabhu. Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay,
Yes,
we
Prabhu.
just take. Okay. Let's continue. Okay. Now, let's look at this. When in previous birth one has done good works, okay, in our previous birth we have done a good work, looking forward to what? To devotion. So this invigorates reverence and a strong desire for service to Godhead, which then turns into appetite for devotion. Okay, in the company of devotees. Okay, so invigorate. Okay, let me see the word. Invigorate. Meaning that gives strength. Okay, so that means give strength. So that means in previous birth one has done good work and they're looking forward for devotion. This invigorates. That means this invigorate means to give strength. Okay, to give strength and energy, to give strength in reverence and a strong desire for service to Godhead. Okay, service which then turn into appetite for devotion. That this is also will turn into the appetite for devotion in the company of devotees. Both bhajan and true devotees, what happened? Awaken sadhana bhakti. Those bhajan and true devotees awaken sadhana bhakti, which leads to expectation of prema. This thing will definitely lead us to expectation of prema. If one adopts the process of sadhana, that means once it takes up the process of sadhana as directed by true and pure devotees, he will before long almost turn mad for ascending to the stage of prema. Okay, but where it can be tasted. But again, this prema will remain far in the background in the association of half true devotees. All right. So this kind of prema will remain as the half true. I mean, it remains far away and will not be able to exclusively devote himself. Will not be able to exclusively devote himself to the service of Krishna. Okay, so by that he couldn't exclusively devote himself to the service of Krishna. So in this stage, what happened? Number one, a strong love for fleeting world. Okay, is number one in this stage of strong love for the fleeting world. Number two is identification of the soul with the material plane of flesh and blood in the subtle body of the mind. Okay, is identification with the soul with the material frame of flesh. I mean, identifying the soul with the body and blood. Okay, at the same time, the subtle body of the mind, the subtle body. We have gross and subtle body. Number three, his knowledge of things other than Krishna. His knowledge of things that he knows everything other than Krishna. And number four, is extremely servile attitude towards Maya, right? So that means he's so much attached to Maya. Do not allow him to regard and love true devotees. Okay? So crafty thoughts beguile his heart. That means it's a crafty thought. That means he start to create that kind of speculation, right? Crafty speculation will start to take away his heart. In this way, the practitioner of devotion have to remain long confined. Okay? In this way, the practitioner of devotion have to remain long confined. That means you have to remain confined in his heart. Okay? To the preliminary rites of a devotee in the first stage. So that means this person still remain at the first stage. No doubt they have reliance and faith in Krishna. There's no doubt they have reliance and faith in Krishna. But it is so tender, fickle and unsteady. That means the devotion is so tender. Fickle means it's not stable. Okay, it's like fickling, like fickle-minded. They call fickle-minded, right? And unsteady. That they may at any moment be led away by the contradictory argument, right? So that means at any moment these people can be led away by the contradictory argument. Okay, of conflicting schools. Conflicting school means the school of Maya, Mayavadi, and all these things, and may accordingly come into the company of so-called preceptor. So that's when they get stuck with this kind of bogus gurus, okay, and sadhus. Okay, they start to get attached to this kind of bogus gurus and sadhus. So in order to make steady their perturbed state of mind, right? In order to make the mind steady, they must learn by the process of deduction. All right, deduction means what? Like deduction, coming down. Okay, the path of Sruti from the true spiritual preceptor. Okay, what does that deduction means? So that means deduction means it's like a descending process. Descending means from the top is coming down. Say like for instance, when we are taking the instruction from the spiritual master, from where? It come under the parampara system. It come down the parampara system. So Krishna, Brahma, Vyasa, like that, Narada, Vyasa, like that, deductive. That means it's like ascending. Okay, it's coming down. Descending. And how we get that process of deduction is by the path of Sruti from the true spiritual mother. Sruti means instruction. Okay, the true process of this is the true process of worship. Okay, now a firm faith in the holy name, will be awakened in the heart after worshipping the deity. The firm faith will be awakened in the heart after worshipping the deity. In this way, for a long time, then at last they will have determination for Nama Bhajan in the company of devotees. All right. So that means they start to have the determination in the Nama Bhajan in the company of devotees. Okay. The case is different with those few lucky ones. Sometimes there is a case of different with the few lucky ones who have an exclusive firm faith in Krishna's holy name. All right. There's a few lucky ones who have an exclusive firm faith in Krishna's holy name. They take by unbounded grace of Krishna. They take it by unbounded grace of Krishna, a shelter at the feet of such spiritual guide. Right? So that means they are lucky ones. They will take unbounded grace of Krishna, shelter at the feet of such a spiritual guide, who is an ontologist of the holy name. What is ontologist, Veda? So it's a someone who studies, there is a branch of philosophy concerned with nature of being. So ontologist means, there is a branch of philosophy concerned with the nature of being, existence, and reality. So they explore fundamental questions like what exists. So these are the people who are going deep into the studies of the spiritual life about this thing, okay? So that means there is an ontologist of holy name. In example, who has realized and does see the Swarupa form. Who realized, and after that they could see the Swarupa form of the holy name. Okay, so now concerning the need of such preceptor. So now we need such a preceptor. So what happened? Sri Mahaprabhu says that though formal initiation may not be necessary sometimes. All right. So this is the few lucky ones. It is not for everyone. So sometimes you see the formal initiation may not be necessary. Still, a guide is essential. Still, the guide is essential, important in Nama Bhajan. The mere letter of the holy name may be had at one's place. So that means just a letter of the holy name may be had at any place or from anybody. Okay, that means the word. Okay, like for instance, Hari Hari. You can find the word Hari Hari in a shopping center, right? There's a shopping center called Hari Hari, so we can find it. Okay, so that's the thing. So you can even had it at any place from anybody. Okay, can. But the profound and unknown truth that is lurking, the profound and unknown truth which is behind lurking, those letters can only be exposed by the grace of true preceptor. Okay, can only be exposed by the grace of true preceptor who is purely devoted to Krishna. Okay, so that means this real meaning, the nectarian meaning, only can be received from the pure devotee of the Lord. Okay, so now the grace of the spiritual guide, the grace, that means the blessings of the spiritual guide alone can pass over from the early twilight, from the 10 offenses. All right, so that means early twilight means it's the early stage, Nama Bas. That means early clearing stage. All right, can be passed over, hindering the true service to the holy name. Okay, those who are devoted to the holy name have already from the beginning attained the stage of second class. That means those who are devoted to the holy name have already from the beginning itself, they have attained the stage of the second class. They come to the level of stage of second class of Swarupa. That means the form. That means they have already come to the second class of Swarupa, right? Of the holy name, the form of the holy name. They are practically no longer bound by Namabas. Okay, that means utterance of the name, avoiding the 10 offenses. So these are the people are not affected by these 10 offenses or Namabas. So truly speaking, they earnestly desire prema. They really want prema, and they are true prema rurukshus. So these are the people are called prema rurukshu. So that means those who are working and desiring for this prema. In their religion to have prema for Krishna, they make friendship with true Vaishnavas. They cast kind glance. That means they cast kind glance. That means they give you a very merciful glance, all right? Look at glances at and show compassion to the tender and unsteady Vaishnavas. So they give the distinct to the unsteady, and they are indifferent to those who being puffed up. So they are indifferent to those who are being puffed up with false vanity of their erudition and malicious and inimical to the devotees of Sri Murti or Bhagavan. Okay, so that means in other words what? So that means these are the people, the true Vaishnavas. They are indifferent. They are totally indifferent. I mean, they don't even look at that puffed up people. And who are the puffed up people? The puffed up people is the one who have false vanity. Right? The false vanity of the erudition. That means their false vanity means their erudition means the deep, in-depth studies. Right? They start to have their own ideology over their deep. That means they feel like, oh, I'm very educated. Are malicious, cheating, inimical, pretending. Right? They are pretending. So these are to the devotees and Sri Murti of Bhagavan. Okay? Failing to distinguish. Now, failing to distinguish right from wrong. Okay? They fail to distinguish right from wrong. The beginners who are confined to only the initial rights. That means the beginners who are only confined to the initial right. That means the one who first right. Okay, the starting point. sometimes fall into the deplorable condition. So that means, so sometimes falling to distinguish right and wrong when a person couldn't identify what is right and what is wrong. Okay, the beginners were confined. That means when we are first starting, we only confined to the first truth, initial truth. In other words, what? When we start to see all the people, we said, see, like, Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama, Adhikari, all these kind of devotees, we cannot differentiate them. Right? So sometimes they will fall into that deplorable condition. Or what is that? They fall into this kind of pathetic condition. Okay, they fall into this kind of pathetic. So the middle order of Vaishnava. Okay, now the middle order of Vaishnava. Okay, who are the middle order? So just now we studied about Kanishta Adhikari. All these are under Kanishta, the first thing. Now we are talking about the middle order. Middle order means we are talking about, what they call? The middle order of Vaishnava. That means we are talking about Madhyama, who are earnestly anxious for prema. They really want prema. And they behave differently from three previous classes. They behave differently from the three previous classes of Vaishnava. All right? Those who only carry the burden, those who maintain, okay, that means the first one is those who only carry the burden. The second class is those who maintain bad association. And number three, those who strictly follow. Okay, there's three types of devotees. Even devotees also. They carry the burden, they maintain the bad association, and sometimes they strictly follow the thing. All right, there's a three kinds of Vaishnavas. And soon are blessed with prema. So these are the people who could easily bless with prema, right? So, or ascend to the highest or superior order. Ascend, go up to the highest and superior order of a Vaishnava. So that means they can come to the level of Uttama Adhikari. So it is best to associate with this middle order of Vaishnava. So it's always best to associate with Madhyama Adhikari. Okay, now let's look at the important part of this statement. These Prema Rurukshu devotees. Who is Prema Rurukshu? The one who are always seeking for love. So they chant and tell their beads 3 lakhs. All right? They chant and they tell the beads, you have to chant 3 lakhs mantra. So 3 lakhs means what? 300,000. That means 3 times 64 rounds. All right? We are chanting 1 round. We are chanting 64 rounds. It's called 1 lakhs. Right? So now, when we come to the level where associate this thing, so the Prema Rurukshu, that means you want more. I want more. I want more. They end up chant 300,000 names. So that means they chant 64 rounds 3 times a day. Right? So, okay, that means in other words, what happened? In every 24 hours, and they find such happiness in the holy name that they cannot spare the moment without him. So they find such a happiness in the holy name that they cannot spare a moment without him. Not a moment they can spare without him. Then, when no time can be kept in sleep, right? So even the time of sleep they can't keep, etc. So they become incessant to their bhajan. So even they stop into their bhajan. I mean, they stop, even they come to the level of can't stop chanting even when they are sleeping. So it becomes incessant. It becomes a complete flow. So repeated remembrance of the meaning of the holy name is explained by Sri Gopala Guru Goswami will be by degrees. Okay, what will happen? Drive out all contamination from the nature of the devotees. So that means as what we have learned just now, like since yesterday we are reading about Sri Gopala Guru Goswami. He says by degrees, it will drive out all contamination. It get rid of all contamination from the nature of the devotees. Any questions so far? All good? Okay.
How
Now,
long will that take, Prabhu? There's so many rounds. 64 into 3, Prabhu.
you are chanting 64 rounds. How long do you take?
Nearly 7 hours, Prabhu.
So times by 3, 21 hours. Do you want to try?
Is it true, Prabhu?
Yeah, of course, Prabhu. If not, why are you going to talk about this?
Yeah.
All right. So when can you do that, Prabhu? Can you do it in your house? Cannot. Most likely, not possible. So the best place is to go and stay in Madura, Vrindavan. You know, when we go to Madura, we go to Vrindavan, we got nothing but just simply sit and chant. All right? Okay. Then what happened? The holy name will appear in the person before the spiritual eyes of the devotees. Okay? The holy name start to appear. So when the Swarupa Siddhi, the Swarupa form of the holy name fully appears. So now when we start to have that full appearance of Krishna in the form of Swarupa, the Nam, it is identical with the spiritual form of Krishna. So then what happened? Can you stop chanting? You can never stop chanting. You go on chanting. You go on chanting and chanting and chanting. The appearance of the Swarupa of the holy name is the appearance of Swarupa of Krishna. So that means the form of Krishna and the form of holy name both are same. So we must remember this. Okay, we must remember this. There is no difference about it. All right? Okay. Now, the more clearly and purely the holy name is visible. So more clearly and more purely the holy name is visible, the more bhajan proceeds in the presence of Swarupa. Right? So the more bhajan will start to proceed in the presence of Swarupa. The more do the three elements of which primordial matter is said to be, and it is composed. Namely, so that means, so proceed in the presence of Swarupa. Once you get the presence of Swarupa, more do the three elements of the primordial matter. That means three elements means what they call that we are all that said to be composed. That means we are under the three modes of material nature. That is called sattva, which is goodness, rajas, which is activity, which is a passion, and tamas, which is called ignorance. Okay. So now, what happened to all these things will start to disappear. And then after it disappears, something must appear. So there appears the spiritual attribute of Krishna in the heart of the devotee. Right? So that's when this thing. Then again, when there is a happy union in the name. So once we are so attached to the name, form and attributes of Krishna, and devotees in their bhajan. So devotees who are in their bhajan, see them again the Leela. So now they can see the pastimes of Krishna is awakened by the grace of Krishna. So that means you can start to meditate about all the pastimes of Krishna. Okay. So in their pure heart, as soon as they are absorbed in deep and easy natural meditation, the deep and easy natural meditation, the holy name then dance incessantly on their tongue. It dance incessantly, just happily dance in the tongue, and the form of Krishna is visible to their soul's eye. You could see Krishna, and all the attributes of Krishna are observed in the heart, and the bud of Leela, the blooms. That means that we are all in the bud form. Remember, we studied about that bud. The bud of Leela will start to bloom. All right, in their soul, while they are buried in meditation, while they are absorbed in meditation. In these stages, 5 conditions of the practicing devotee are to be noticed. So in this stage, we start to notice 5 kinds of devotees. Number 1, Sravana Dasa. Number 2, Varana Dasa. Number 3, Smarana Dasa. Number 4, Appana Dasa. Number 5, Prapana Dasa. Right? So this is all called Sravana, means listening. They become servant to the listening. So Varana, Smarana, so Sravana means remembering. All right? Smarana, thinking. Like that, we start to acquire all these kind of good qualities. We become the servant of this deep absorption. So the happy mood which is the devotee feels at the time of listening to the object of pursuit and the means of hearing from the lips of a true spiritual preceptor. All right, remember, listening from the lips of the true spiritual preceptor can be called as Sravana Das. All right, so that means when we are hearing from the lips of a good spiritual master, we are listening, and that listening we become the servant to the listening. We are listening from the authority, so we call as Sravana Das. Okay, that means taking instruction. In this stage, every bit of knowledge, okay, how to chant the holy name without committing offense, to him, and the process of fitness of chanting the holy name is gained. All right. So that's when we start to have the firm, we have to go to the proper chanting. This facilitates the continuity of the holy name. So at this place, you start to feel that you can just go on chanting. Now, when fit to receive it, so when we are fit, that means we are qualified to receive the thing. So the strung together bits, that means all the bits that as though strung together of nama prema. So that means, in other words, what happened? You start to look at your beats, your japa mala, you start to see every beat is nama prema, the nectarian name. You all following me on this? All right. And this can be had, from Sri Gurudeva. That's why the Gurudev will chant the beats and give it to you. Right? So the disciple, with every delight and from the deepest recess of the heart, cordially welcomes the boon of surrendering himself. So when we surrender to Krishna, is a boon to the feet of Sri Guru for pure and unalloyed bhajan, and receives invigorating strength. That means we start to get the internal strength, the strength of identifying, okay, and faculty from him. All right, we start to get the strength of distinct faculty from him, and this is called as Varanadas. Okay, that means what? So that means when we welcome the surrendering, that means when we start to fit to receive that, the string, that we receive initiation, then we surrender ourselves to the feet of Guru, and that for the pure bhajan, pure chanting, and he start to receive some invigorating strength. That means it's a vital strength, right? So all the vital strength become faculty from me. That means it start to take over me, and this is called Varanadas. Okay, now the second one. The Varanadas means the choice of Sri Guru for bhajan by the acceptance of the holy name and strength from him. Or in other words, accepting initiation. Okay? If you don't understand, please stop me. Remembrance, then after that, now you learn the second one. Then look at the third one. Remembrance. After you remember, you contemplate. Then you concentrate. Then constant meditation. You go on meditating. Then after that, you go into trance. The final beatitude. Trance means what? Not the trance that you see in Taipusam. Trance means you start to be fully absorbed. All right? Are the 5 process of smarana. So now it becomes smarana das. All right? From remembrance of the holy name, the devotee thinks of the form which gives him steady conception. All right? The steady conception of the attributes give him the firm conviction. First is remembrance of the holy name. Thinks of him, the form give him steady conception. He start to understand steadily. Then, okay, then he gives a steady conception of firm conviction. Okay, firm conviction. That means by pursuing Leela, that means understanding the pastime of Krishna and having entered the Leela. Then he's completely absorbed in Krishna Ras. This is called Apanadas. Apanadas. Okay. By these stages of Smarana, at this stage of Smarana and Apana, the devotee can now and adore the eternal and daily Leela of Krishna in the 8 different periods of the day. Right? So now, so what is that 8 different period of the day? Okay. The 8 different period is calculated like this. Number 1, what time is Brahma Muhurta? Say it starts at 6 o'clock. So 6, 7, 8, 9. No, Brahma Muhurta starts at the first day starts at early in the morning, 3 o'clock. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the time for prayer. 6. Then 7, 8, 9. The second quarter. All right. You are getting prepared, go to work and all this. 10, 11, 12. Okay. Then that's the thing. 1, 2, 3. The 4th kala. 5, 6, 7 in the PM, the twilight zone. You know, the thing starting now. Okay, 7. And 8, 9, 10. Okay, the 7th kala. The 8th one is 11, 12, 1. Sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So like that, your day is divided into 8. Right? Your day is divided into 8. And every moment is actually 3 hours. And do you know where you can learn this? Where did I learn that? I can't recall the book. Okay, the book that book is from actually Gaudiya Math. Yeah, I can't recall the name. So it says, so when you can understand that, right? At every moment of your chanting, you can deeply absorb in it, right? The first day in the morning, early in the morning, wee hours, what Krishna did. Then after the Krishna take his bath and taking his breakfast, then after that he takes the cow for grazing. Then after that coming back from grazing. Then after that taking an evening break. Then after that having an evening naughtiness. So like that everything is divided into 3. So that's why he says 8 different periods. Devotee can now adore the eternal and daily lila, the daily activities of Krishna in 8 different periods. It's very, very astonishing, very nice, right? So when he is deeply absorbed in it, so once he deeply absorbed, he realized his own self in that of Krishna and of Krishna. So then you see that so somehow or other you can identify. So when we go into the deep bhajan like this, we could able to chant like what, as I say just now, 64 times 3 rounds. That means we can chant 300,000 names of Krishna. You got it? These self-realized devotees are Paramahamsa. These are the people who are known as Paramahamsa, or a pure devotee of the Lord. Then at the time of his departure from this world, the devotee, by the grace of Krishna, becomes associated counterpart of the ideal object of his worship in Vraja. So by the time we give up the body, we go back to the place, go back to the Goloka Vrindavan, and we go to our natural service or association with Krishna, and thus attains the samam bonum of Nama Bhajan. So there, once you go there, you achieve the samam bonum. That means you achieve the completeness of this, what they call chanting. Samam bonum is complete. You start from 0, you come and complete the sphere, right? So in other words, in this material world, somehow or other we are trying, okay? So we are trying, okay, like this, okay, we are trying, we are going halfway, somehow or other we are getting perfect, we are getting this thing, all right? Something, okay, we stop here, right? So the balance here, you complete it in Goloka Vrindavan, you finish it. So that means you achieve the complete samam bonum. That's what is called samam bonum, or completeness, right? We should also, when should all who are seekers after prema leave the stage of the householder and accept sannyas, or the 4th step? So that means a married man give up the family life and take sannyasi. The answer is that he is in basti or solitude. All right, basti means society or in solitude. All right. He go into isolation in palace or bower. Whether he stays in the palace or stays in a bower, be he in the stage of grahastha or vanaprastha or sannyasi, whatever stage he may be in, the prema rurukshu should prefer to live in the stage only which will be favorable for the attainment of prema. So in other words, so it doesn't matter we have taken sannyasi, we give up the life, we go take sannyas, or whether we are sannyas, or we still in grahastha life, vanaprastha, doesn't matter in wherever. We should only live in that stage which is favorable to the attainment of prema, because our ultimate goal is prema, right? Not in anything else, and should at once desert the stage that is a burden or antagonistic in his bhajan. So you should give up anything that's going to be burden him, right? Sometimes when we are in certain position or certain power or this thing, so when the thing is going to burden you in achieving your nama bhajan, you should give that up. Okay, this is the instruction for me actually. So in this connection, the lives of Srivas Pandit, Sri Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Sri Ramananda Roy, and other personal attendants of Krishna are worth recollection. So it's always better to read, study about their life. They are all born Paramahamsa. That means they are what are they? They are all born Paramahamsa. Okay, they are by birth, they are pure devotees. Or Ribu, Janaka, in the days of the yore, that means those days, the beginning of creation, are seen to be Paramahamsa. Like what? Ribu, Janaka. Who's Janaka? The father of Janaki, the father-in-law of Lord Ramachandra. Right? They are seen also as Paramahamsa, even though they had lived life of householder. Even they stay as a married man. While, on the contrary, founding household life to be detrimental and a bar to Bhajan. So, that means after they finding the household life to be detrimental, it's going to be a big headache. They cannot achieve their success. And a bar to Bhajan, that means they always become a burden to Bhajan. So who? Like Sri Ramanuja Swami. Ramanuja Swami, of course, his wife was against all this. She's very class conscious and everything. So he gave up. And second is Sri Swarupa Damodara Goswami, Sri Madhavendra Puri Goswami, Sri Haridas Thakur, Sri Sanatan Goswami. Okay, he's a formerly what they call? He's what do you call it? He's
Minister.
He's the minister in the kingdom. He gave up his job as minister in the kingdom, right? And Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Okay, Raghunath Das Goswami, I think he's a millionaire, right, Prabhu? He's a very rich. So,
Zamindar. He was a Zamindar.
He's a Jamindar. So rich. The father planned all the way, lure him with all, he gave up everything and came out. He said, I don't want even a penny from you. So all renounced the stage of householder and accepted sannyas. Right? That's an example. Then another example is Krishna's loving beauty is so enamoring. So once you take sannyas, what's the point? Because Krishna's beauty is so enamoring. It is so beautiful that even the god of lust, Kamadeva, Cupid, is charmed by him and Krishna himself. He was so, even the Kamadeva looked Krishna and he fainted. Wow, what a beautiful person. Right? And not only that, even Krishna himself got being charmed by his own beauty. When he saw himself in the mirror or in the water, he started to say, oh my God, I am this beautiful. Even he was charmed. Okay, beauty and loveliness towards the pleasure enjoyed by the, how means is always within that pleasure, which is enjoyed by the best of his lover, who is Sri Radha, by lovingly serving him as he is. So anointing himself, that means this like anointing, right? Appearing, smearing with the luster and complexion of Sri Radha. So that means anointing himself means, that means accepting, anointing, that means he have taken the form with the luster and complexion of Sri Radha. So the luster, that means the beautiful body, and the complexion, the color, the golden color of Srimati Radharani. And having imbued with the ardent longing of love, Krishna is ever dealing as an exemplary lover of himself. That means he start to love himself as who? As Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. That is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. Sri Krishna, the essential nature, the supreme being, the only real and eternal truth, is the object of love. And Sri Gauranga, the possessor. Who is Sri Gauranga? The Sri Gauranga is the possessor and distributor of that love. Krishna is simultaneously dallying with his dear consort. I mean, that means he keeps dating and going around, having fun, okay, with his dear consort in the groves of Vrindavan and tasting the exact love succor, okay, succors flowing from his consort as Gauranga in Navadvip. So that means he still feel and enjoy the same kind of love that in Goloka Vrindavan, but he's enjoying it here in the form of as Gauranga, all right, as Gauranga at Navadvip. And himself singing Krishna's name and teaching others how to love Krishna. Can you imagine? And sing his name. In so doing, he distinguished pointedly the real name. That means he perfectly pointed the real name, identical with the object himself. And from the apparent or false one, which is taken profanely, blasphemous or in vain. Okay. All right. Now he says, okay, now let's look at it. And so he distinguished pointed to the real name identical with the object himself. Okay. He showed himself and apparent of false ones. All right. So that means those people who are false, who are taken profanely, means it's taken lightly. They take this, all right, they take this mantra lightly, blasphemy. That means they criticize the name, or they are simply vain or wasting it. All right. So then what happened? He emphasized that in Kali Yuga, worldly people indulge in what? Worldly people indulge in four things. No, five. Number one, duplicity. In Kali Yuga, that's the first thing. The defect, the people are duplicity. Number two, they are somehow or other intoxicated. Okay. Number three, they are sensuality. That means they want to enjoy themselves. Number four, they love to eat meat. They kill animals. Right? Number five, mercenariness. And so are unable. Okay, mercenariness. Mercenariness means what? No mercy, is it? Mercenariness.
They are very strong soldiers. They go overseas and help people to kill.
Ah, yes. A professional soldier hired to serve in foreign army. Yes, correct. So that means these are the people who are strong, but they are taken to kill, right? And so mercenaries, that means they are strong and merciless people. And so are unable to meditate upon and worship Vishnu and perform Vedic sacrifice. Okay. So the chanting of Krishna's name is the only meditation, the only sacrifice, the only worship in Kali age. The name is the means. The name is the end. It should be noted that with the utmost care, that Krishna's name is not mere combination of letters. It is not simply a combination letter or utterance. And appearance is not identity. The fire and the glowworm, that means now comparing the fire and the glowworm. You know, the worm sometimes glow at night, right? The fire and the glowworm, those similar in appearance, both maybe they look same, but actually not identical. Okay. The minutest spark, what is that? The minutest, that means the smallest spark of fire set constantly or unconsciously, seriously or playfully, will instantaneously burn up inflammable things. So even a minute little unknown spark of fire, whether knowingly or unknowingly, or seriously or playfully, can create such a big fire. It can create a big fire. Whereas 1,000 glowworms will not be able to do that. So a spark can create another big fire, inferno. Okay. But the 1,000 glowworms, even though look like a fire, they cannot create fire, even in 1,000 years. So we should understand Krishna's name is identical with Krishna himself and pregnant with all properties and attributes. I mean, this thing is pregnant with all properties and attributes. Okay, that means it has all the quality, properties, attributes of Sri Krishna himself. So his name, unlike all the other names, so his name, like not unlike other name, is full of energy, perfect, eternal, pure, devoid of illusion, and eternally free. Right? So we have another. You're already done. There's another 2 more paragraphs. So the aurora of a sunrise is sufficient to dispel the darkness. What is aurora means? So before the sun actually comes out, a little, first thing in the morning, before you see the sun, there's a kind of aurora, there's a kind of light. Right? So it says even the aurora of a sunrise is sufficient. It's also good enough to remove the darkness of night. and drive wild animals to their lairs and thieves and dacoits to their resorts. So when they start to see the sun rising, all the wild animals will go and hide because the wild animal only hunt at night. At the same time, even the thief and the dacoits, all the bandits, they also run away to their shelter. It enables us to distinguish the various objects. Because when the sun is stuck to even at the aurora, we could still see the difference, right? We could see things because it's no longer dark, right? We could distinguish the various objects of senses and ushers the advent of the glowing lamp of heaven. So, Namabas stop poverty. All right, Namabas, even that we are chanting in the offensive stage, it stops poverty from planting our pillows with thorns. Okay, so even so Namabas stops poverty from planting. That means we are not putting a thorn into our pillow. Okay, stop that. And also destroys our worldly hankering. We also stop all the hankering and dispels our illusory gloom so that we may see the name face to face. And where do we do that, my dear Prabhus and mothers? Please underline this thing. We see it at Namabas, even at the level of neophyte chanting. Even at the beginning of the chanting, it also creates these kind of things. So when the ever-burning sun peeps out, so now when the sun really rises in the eastern horizon, its ever-effulgent rays make us see it face to face. So once the thing really, first is aurora. Aurora means Namabas. We could even we could see things in Namabas. So Namabas can create all auspiciousness. That means offensive stages. But after that, when you see the sun rises, then you start to see what? You start to see the sun face to face, right? And it shows ever-burning peeps of the eastern horizon, all right? And then we start to feel its golden rays and also enable us to see all objects bathed therein. All the objects now you can see even clearer. When aurora, we could see things around us. But when the sun rises, we could see a farther distance. We could see far. We could see the distance. We could see the difference. The sun is seen and felt by us with its own rays. So now we will not only see the sun, but we also feel the sun by heat and heat, not by the help of any other glowing object. So this kind of glowing object, that means the glowworms, it can never give you the aurora. They cannot create to see things around you. It cannot give you this kind of heat and rays, right? So just like this, what we can say, when we are accepting our bogus gurus, when we are speculating, when we are in Mayavadi, we are simply looking at the glowworm and thinking that is fire and thought, yes, that is good enough for me. It is a vain effort. All right? So it cannot help. So the brightest candle of the universe, okay, when you take the brightest candle in the universe, then you put together, cannot make the sun visible to us. You know, when you put all the brightest candle, when you start to light up, it cannot make the sun visible to us. When our dreamy nights are at the end, okay, when our dreamy nights are at an end, that means when we are awakening, when we shake off our torpor, right? If we open our eyes, okay? When we wake up, shake our torpor and open our eyes, then turn them to the east. Then you look at the east, we see the sun of the holy name with all his glory and beauty. Wake up, my dear Prabhus and mothers. Wake up from the dreamy nights. Wake up. Wake up from all kind of illusion. Wake up from all kind of speculation. Wake up from all kind of perception. Think clearly. Think straight. Look at the east. The sun is there to enlighten you and to shower you with its golden rays. You could able to achieve that perfection in this very birth itself. All glories to Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, All glories to Harinam Chintamani. All glories to Srila Prabhupada for bringing the holy name to every town and village. And all glories to all our spiritual master and spiritual preceptor for imbibing us, for motivating us, for initiating us into the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. With this, thus end the book on Harinama Chintamani by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Hare Krishna. Now we open for questions or your realization. Is there any questions, any realization that you'd like to share? The next class will be on May, right? So starting from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there'll be a break because I'll be in Malacca. So we're going to continue next week onwards. And the new classes we're going to start with Nectar of Devotion and Bhagavad Gita. So 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, most like Monday, Tuesday, Nectar of Devotion. Thursday, Friday is going to be Bhagavad Gita. All right. I'm looking at a possibility of studying other books like Harinam Chintamani or any other books, most likely in the evening, maybe Friday night and Saturday night. Okay. This all depends, right? Depends. I have to discuss. So anyway, I'll get back to you on this. But these two books are confirmed. So let's open for a question. Please share your realization. Please share what you have listened. Okay. If you think that you don't like to do it here, please share it in the group. Okay. Please share in the WhatsApp group. I was called up by the secretary of my spiritual master, His Grace Swarup Prabhu. He called me up and he said, I've been watching all your YouTube channel. You are doing well. So I hope that the devotees that you are cultivating are actually benefiting and relishing this important teaching. All right. So kindly share with me your testimony. Your testimony is not for to show off. You're not showing off. All right. For me to find out where do you catch the point and how your life has transformed. And all these things I need to send to my spiritual master for his blessings and also to prove that actually I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. All right. So, okay, with that, we end the session here. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhescha, kripa sindhubevacha, paditanam pavinibhyo, vaishnavyo namo nama. Hare Krishna. Have a beautiful weekend and a long holiday. We start our new session soon. Hari Bol, Gauranga.